Hi everyone, welcome back to another conversation with Heaven on Earth. I'm really glad once again you could take the time to be here with us. I'm Jo, and I'd like to introduce and welcome the beautiful and incredibly sweet and just delicious in every way, Brittany. Hi Brittany, how are you doing today?
Hi, Joe. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's doing really, really well. I am doing amazing. Had an amazing Christmas here in Maine and just had so much fun and enjoying my family like crazy. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's summer here, so we're starting to get some good weather. My summer flowers are coming out, so I'm just like in heaven. Every day I'm getting a new flower. I'm cutting them, which is quite a big step for me, and bringing them inside and appreciating them. And we've got all of the summer fruits coming in, so it's just such a wonderful time of the year for us. So good.
Such a blessing to be alive today.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Life is such a blessing. So we are going to connect with Dolores Cannon today, but as a gift from Brittany and myself, we've got two other special guests that are going to come in and connect. So Brittany, take it away,
Yeah.
babe.
So, as an open channel and medium, I also have access to extraterrestrial energies, one of which her name is Serriah, and she is from the Pleiadian collective. And she's already kind of started to come in a little bit. She's just like, finally. So one thing I really want to say too, that's really important to know is if the understanding of this being an extraterrestrial is something that makes you uncomfortable, it's not so much about who or where or what the information is coming from. It's about whether or not this information has something to share with you in a positive way. It's not so much about who, where, why, or what. It's about what it has to do with you, what the information has to do to help you in your life. And to introduce her, yes, I am here. I am Serriah. And as a general reading for the collective that will be viewing this video, let me just see the energy that is viewing this video. Yes. It is important for you now to think of the color turquoise and to bring the energy of that color into your solar plexus. If you are not familiar with this chakra, it is right below your rib cage, above your belly button. This space is also a space where your digestive abilities can be worked on. Your ability to digest food, your ability to digest information, your ability to digest circumstances. All of these have the ability to grow to be a more positive experience for you, with the color of turquoise focused within the center of the solar plexus, which can also be seen as the jeweled seat of self. In what ways can you help yourself to better know and to better realize and to better experience your own worthiness, your own sense of clarity of who it is you are is free from anything outside of you. The clarity of who it is that you are is always at the core, at the center of your being, which is another layered reason as to why we are asking you to focus on this space within your own body. And the more that you fill this space with the turquoise, and for some, maybe even green is popping up now, and just feel love for yourself from this space. Allow any stories that are no longer serving you, that have been stored within this space, allow them to drop away now. You are free from all things always. The attachments you make to everything are your choices. You have free will. It is one of your greatest gifts. Give it back to yourself. And with that, the messages from me, Serriah, are complete. If there are any questions from you, Joe, you may ask if you so please.
Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful. In terms of free will, does everyone on Earth have free will? And would you like to explain to people who don't understand the rules about free will?
There are some who have agreed to give up free will because it is something that is more comfortable for them. But in general, if you are a human embodied as a human, free will is always given to you as a gift. Free will is always yours. The only way in which you can give your free will over is if you agree to, is if you convince yourself that it is no longer there. The power is still always yours. The power center, your power center, can only ever be fueled by yourself. Despite us needing to take in food, despite us needing to take in water, despite us needing relationships and others to create this experience of reality that we have here and now, the power of you, the power of your life is always centered within you. And that is part of the structure of free will.
That's beautiful. For the people who are concerned that they don't have balance in their chakra systems, just by that thought of not being balanced would create the non-balanced effect. If we believe that we were balanced in our chakra systems, would that be enough to allow us to have full chakra systems?
What you think, you become. What you think, you are also sensing. And to ignore information that is being presented to you, though it is an option, and though those switches can be made within an instant if you so choose, first, fully accepting and rooting into what is real for you now is always the first step towards turning back on the power center that maybe some have turned off themselves. That is another really important point to make, is no one else can ever take the power away from you. You agree with them to turn off your power if that is something that you are experiencing. If you are feeling powerless, if you are feeling unworthy, it is something that you have agreed to. And first and foremost, accepting the reality that your responsibility is always your responsibility. Your life is something you are responsible for. Your ability to respond to this life, your ability to respond to that stimulus within and without of you, it's always within your hands. No one can take your power away from you. You can only agree to downgrade yourself. You can only agree to forget how powerful you are. You are always powerful as an embodied human being. You are always powerful. First, accept and acknowledge that you have created every situation that is in your experience right now. Your power center is what has called those experiences to you. If you do not like what you are experiencing, first realize you are the one who created it. And in fully realizing that you are the one that created it, it allows you the space to know that you have the power to change that which you have already created. You have the power to understand that you create the next day and the next day and the next day. And each choice within those days are yours to choose. You are always given choices. You are always given options. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you are in between a rock in a hard place, it is your responsibility first. Taking that responsibility can be so powerful. As scary as it can seem for some, taking hold of your own power is the only thing that you can ever really take hold of in this life. And you will have to excuse me as I am figuring out the vocabulary to use as I'm going. So some words that I've said here could even be of a higher vibration. And recognizing, even within my own understanding, that I could continue to choose better from this moment, choose better words, choose words that will spark the right vibrational changes within you and within me. I recognize that in moving forward and having that positive feeling and having that positive knowing that as I acclimate to this body, as I acclimate to this mind, and as Brittany allows me even more with each word I speak, a more positive experience will come out for all of us. With my knowing that, with my knowing that the power center within me is freely giving to all who may listen. And having that knowing that my words will be met well and understood is more conducive to me speaking words in the future that will represent more so the vibration that I'm asking to share with all of you. I am accepting of imperfection, and in accepting of imperfection, I can then reach even more fine-tunedly to that which I am reaching for. And did you have any more questions for me before Enoch comes in?
Just feel like I'm still trying to process everything. It's just incredible, and I just want to just keep absorbing all of that goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you. For people who want to connect with you, Serriah, how can they do that?
Look to the stars. When you're out at night, there is a specific star system that I am connected to. And if you would like to connect with me specifically, you will be called to the right star. When you look up You will feel like it is right. You will know, just as I send you these feelings and these vibrations through the words that I speak now, you will know, and we may talk.
Wonderful. And Sarah, why do you have a special interest or passion to help humans and to help us? I'm not too sure if that's the right word to ask or the words to ask.
We love you very much. That's a very simplistic way of summarizing why it is that my people are connecting with yours at this time, as they have for millennia, if I am to be completely honest. We have had an open relationship with you for a very long time. And in similar ways to how Brittany and Joe, you are learning and growing within your friendship and just sharing what you know and sharing space and sharing fun and sharing love and sharing laughs. We are similar in that way to humanity as a whole. I specifically, I find mankind to be very curious, very interesting, very worthy of love, very worthy to be a part of the greater families that are at play. And in speaking in this way and in helping empower the people, we all have the ability to grow and learn and be more in that love than any of us ever has been. And that is something that is very exciting at this time. Growth and positive experience of all that is and of love. These are the greater reasons why I choose to connect with you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am blown away. I am speechless. So thank you so much. I know Brittany and I will be really grateful, and I'm really grateful for you to choose our platform, for your beautiful wisdom. That was just exquisite. Thank you.
There is light language now coming in. I was hearing the question of the light language. If that is something that you wish to be shared at this time, it will come through.
Really wonderful. Thank you. I'm definitely open to that.
Shiantaki. Ushapakana patiuna takana. Respecuna pasiendo kona batisiana kana pona sakana po. This may help with processing information. Oshamoto kona sekana basia takana bata. Isioto kona seshuna pushuna kana ka. Shikunsi. Ushukuna batakana taki do kona pushino kona pata. And with that, it is done. I thank you for this connection.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was really beautiful and just full body tingles.
Very well. It was received well.
Thank you. And then Brittany has also got another connection that she felt that would be appropriate to connect with today.
Yeah, sorry I'm here. I am Enoch.
So Enoch, would you like to introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
Absolutely. I am of, if you can feel it, maybe you can, if for those that are sensitive that are watching, I am of the sun energy. I am related to that of which inspires growth. And I am very excited to be speaking with all of you, and I'm excited to get to know all of you. Let's have some fun.
I haven't spoken to anyone with the energy with the sun. What does your existence feel like? And um, give me a summary of what being you is.
That is a very fun question, as it is fun for me to be able to express myself in this way also. I am basking in how proud I feel of this one, of Brittany, for allowing me to come through. I've been asking her to create something like this so that we may have fun together in this way. So thank you personally for this experience as well. I'm bursting with joy within her body now. Brittany is feeling vitality course through her veins. She is feeling her physical health being upgraded as we speak, and that is just a side effect of my own energy. I am of the elites. I am, she wants to say, of the Lyrian vibration, but that's not totally me. I am also a greater sense of a soul that does not need a physical body to express itself. Brittany herself is having a challenging time comprehending who or what I am, because I am also beyond a physical body. I am a collective energy of love and of light, but I am of a very strong male energy. I am one who is very focused on giving the power back to the people and restoring balance with all. That is my greater wishes, is for all to come together in joy so that many families may be reunited, many ways of being brought to light and brought to life. I am known as a life giver, and I am also known as a life preserver. And that is why I relate myself to the energy of the sun. That is the easiest way to understand my being.
Okay. Thank you. I think I get that. Who has taken the power away from us for you to want to give it back to us?
The people had to agree for the power to be taken away to begin with. Mm-hmm. And this brings up the story of Atlantis in Lemuria. The people willingly gave up so many abilities, so many truths that they uncovered. They were also, some were put in timeout in a way, while others willingly gave up the power that they had at that time so that they could learn and grow to work together in a more conducive and productive way rather than a destructive way. And people are learning now, or within the past, I would say 5,000 years or so, people have been learning how to come back to their power in their own way. And part of that, and part of giving humanity free will, and part of creating the potentiality of human to be back to the power level that they were at within the Lemurian and Atlantean cultures, it has been sort of like a game to see if people could go back to knowing everything that they know, but they are picking something up along the way. They are learning love in ways that maybe they were a little bit arrogant about before. Humanity as a whole, you are learning so much about how to work together, so much about how to be you and what it means to be you, what it means to be an extension of source light energy, what it means to be not more than human, but more than what you commonly see humans as capable of today. There is much growth still ready and waiting for mankind as it progresses forward. And is there any more questions popping up from this specific conversation right now?
Yes, two. What does it look like to not have free will in different planets? Do you have free will? And we'll see what that says first.
I absolutely have free will, as I am one of the ones that helped to create and also give it to humans. To not have free will is to have an understanding that you are, is to have a much more solidified understanding of knowing that you are an extension of source light energy. It is a greater acceptance of, it is much different. It is much different than what humanity now experiences, and humanity doesn't realize how free they are in some senses. To not have free will is to do what you are called to do when you are called to do it, but you're not given a choice. You do what you do because it's what you're made to do. Whereas humans here, they have the ability to say no. They have the ability to change their mind. They have the ability to deny themselves. And that is an experience that is very unique to here. There are other life forms as well that are playing similar games that humanity is currently playing. But to not have free will, it is also to have joy. It is also to have love. It is also to know your place and to do your work well. But that choice is not the same. And when people realize the power of that choice, they realize the power of themselves.
Thank you. Can you explain to me a bit more about the Lemurian life?
The Lemurians, they are more closely related to the Pleiadians. It's very comical almost that they're the ones that chose to show up today.
Right.
Lemurian, whereas Atlantis was very much the logical, advancing, technological civilization, Lemuria was softer. Lemuria was kinder. Lemuria was gentle. Lemuria listened to the earth. Lemuria loved very much the water, and they did have similar advancements. Think of Lemuria as the little sister, as in the sweeter one, as Atlantis is the bigger brother. And the Lemurian life is similar to how you would compare pagans here versus scientists, which are the more representative of the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
And humanity is learning how to make those two sides work together in general. It's a story that we have been learning from for a very long time, and it's something that is coming to a complete close soon. That loop, that cycle of not knowing how to incorporate the logical with the feeling, the musical with the math, the science with the spirit, learning how both sides are equally true and both sides equally hold value to all of you, and how to work those two together. That is the bigger piece. That is the bigger story that is at play right now.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And in terms of, you were saying that we still need to learn. What areas are we still needing to improve?
Speaking of, one of the areas that this one needs to improve on is speaking up for herself. And one of those things that she would like to say right now is she has to use the restroom.
Oh, she's releasing. Oh, that's great. There's that healing that you did for her. Thank you so much. I know she'll appreciate that. Well, we'll pause it and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
And we're back. Brittany is very human, and I think we all probably needed a little bit of a break with all of that information, because that was a lot. I loved it. So Brittany, he's still with you. So can we ask, please, how do we protect, or how do we tap into our own natural energy field that we all have, that we probably don't realize we need to take care of?
That is a very good question. Absolutely. And it is also fitting into the exercise that Sarah walked you through recently, and realizing that your power center is always at your center, and to drop down. The energy is moving very, very much in the mental fields and in the chewing up of the experiences of life. You could drop that down into a more centered, even into your heart space. The power that you realize from the exercise with the solar plexus can be moved into the heart, and it helps to center the mind. It helps to drop any stories that are no longer serving. It helps to drop the people, places, and things that maybe you're nagging about sometimes. Maybe it doesn't bring up the clear as a crystal experiences that you would like within your life more. Realizing just how much power you have just within your body, and realizing how much you really don't need anything outside of you ever. Everything outside of you is just pieces to play with within your own story, within your story's unfolding. You are always the director. You are always the one holding the pen. You are the one that is either allowing or disallowing yourself. And the more you sink into the seat of yourself, the more you sink into the realization that you are powerful. You are worthy. You are enough. The more you sink into the energy that is purely you, everything outside of you can only be a greater reflection of that understanding, of that greater knowing that you are powerful. You are loved always, even when you convince yourself you're not. Even when you have examples floating around you to reaffirm the negative beliefs that you hold within yourself. You are the one holding those beliefs. You are the one chewing on those words. You are the one replaying those thoughts or those memories. And you have the power to say no to the things that say no to you. You have the power to say yes to the things that say yes to you. You have the power to align yourself to yourself and bring yourself up out of any feelings of discomfort into a feeling of pure joy, because that is your natural state of being. And the power of the choices you hold is immense in each moment. Recognize just how amazing you are just within your body, just within these bounds. And then everything else outside of you can only reflect that.
That is so beautiful. I am so grateful that you have just shared that with everyone, including myself, because I know that everyone listening will deservedly feel that love and that wisdom. I love that so much. Thank you. And thank you for everyone listening and having this amazing healing experience with us and this beautiful wisdom and knowledge. You deserve it. And he is absolutely right. We need to feel this way all the time. And doesn't that make you just feel delicious? I am so proud of me and so proud of you. Oh, thank you.
Yes. And we felt the hearts grow of those who are watching. So thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Apart from loving ourselves, is there anything else that we can do to help humanity?
Being yourself is the greater message. There's so much that you are right. There is a lot of information to digest within just these first few moments of us communicating with each other. And that will be enough for now. And we are very excited to continue working together.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I am so excited for our future conversations, and I am so honored and grateful for the connection that we've had together. So thank you so much. How did that feel, Brittany?
I feel good. I also was so when I was moving my hands, this is actually part of a yogic practice. There's an understanding within the yogic community that your body is kind of like an energy circuit, and by placing certain parts of your body at certain areas, it's like you're completing circuits. Or so when I was doing this, I was feeling like that energy of that personal will that was being really, really juiced up right there. I did feel that connecting into my heart and then growing out, and that felt really beautiful. So,
So much wisdom and love it. The energy. I'm going for it. That's awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So are we ready to actually have the main guest?
I think like we needed any kind of introduction. That was a good enough one for her, for sure. Like yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, she's already. Yes, we're ready.
Welcome. Wow, thank you so much for coming into this session with us, Dolores Cannon. As you know, I'm a big fan, and I love everything that you have done for humanity. We're just a few days out from 2020, and I'm really curious and interested to hear what you have to say to the people watching.
There will be many stories that will be completed come 2020. Many stories that even I have sparked. Many stories that I have been interested in sharing with others. there are certain cycles that are coming to a close, and that is a beautiful thing. That it means that humanity is learning their lessons, humanity is growing, and the path to the new world is secure for those who are not already experiencing the energy of it. For it is here and now, and it is wonderful to see how I'm just taking in for a moment how my work has helped in rooting down the pathways to this new earth. I feel very much like I am successful in all of my life's goals, and I am so very excited to see that. There will be new stories beginning, new information coming in. What I did for humanity was just a scratch on the surface. And I'm so excited that the old stories are being put away so that humanity, the baby of this universe at times, can come to know itself and be more a part of everything. And the suffering, the pain, the payments for past mistakes that all of humanity has been paying for, those debts have been forgiven, our lessons are learned, and we are moving forward with great light and great love. And it much has to do with thanks to people like you and many others that continue work like mine, and not just mine, but there's so much good happening for humanity right now, and there are many who are celebrating.
It's wonderful. How hard was it to be a big pioneer and create something that just was so unique? And what were the challenges that you faced? And when did you realize it was really successful?
I felt successful as soon as I started this work. Even with that first client, I felt right. I felt like me. I felt like I had something to give this world, and I was not going to stop until I gave it to this world, and I did. The troubles and trials and tribulations of humanity, they all seem so large when you're here, but when you're beyond that, it's so silly. It's like watching little ones play. When I was faced with challenges, my younger years were more challenging. When I discovered this work and I discovered my life's passion, it's like so many switches turned on for me. And I was so sure of myself. Even in the moments where maybe I was questioning because of others, I was sure enough that it all worked out perfectly.
Wonderful to have that confidence and wisdom and faith, but I'm so glad that you did, and I know so many other people are glad that you did. And I love the fact that your books are still being published and that there's new material still coming from you, and such a big fan. Is there anything that you want to talk about that hasn't been covered, or anything that you want to correct that that you know people are wanting to hear from you about?
I'm being called to talk about the ascension of the Earth's energy. And I'm being called to talk to those who feel they are winged ones, like they are those who have reincarnated for the purpose of lifting this earth up with their beautiful wings, with their beautiful ability to ground down the information that they have. There's a process when you are being born here. For some souls, not all, there are different types of souls and there are different types of birth processes. But for now, I would like to talk about the process of those who have already ascended, for those who are ascended masters, and for those who are, as I said, light workers. Those are souls that have chosen to come to Earth. There are some on Earth who are here to heal from their past mistakes, and they are making those karmic loops to heal greater parts of themselves, which heals the greater parts of all. But to help those get out of those stuck looping patterns, there are many who volunteered to come and to teach humanity. And this message is for that group more so in particular. It is time to spread your wings. It is time to remember why you chose to come here. You came here to be the vibrant light that you know that you are. You did not come here to soak in like a sponge all of the negativity around you and then die. That is not your life's purpose, and you know that. And the ones that are specifically connecting to this conversation, yes, I am speaking to you. You were meant for greatness, and you know that in your bones, just as I did. You came here for love and for light, and you are not wrong for that. Remember these practices that were shared at the beginning of this. Remember your power. Remember yourself. Utilize the practices that I've created. Utilize whatever tool necessary to remember who you are, so that all may remember who it is. And we may all work together in a more cohesive and more coherent way, in such a way that the earth is totally lifted up and out of the mud, and we can all be clean and clear with our intentions. Thank you for choosing to be here. It is because of people like you why we are so successful at this time. And there is a greater story at play that thanks you so much as well. Remember, no matter how real certain experiences are, you are always more than what's right here. Remember yourself. That is my greater message to the ascended ones who are going to continue waking to themselves the more time progresses, so that we may all come together as one.
Perfection. Thank you so much. That's so wonderful, more than words. Goodness. Does she have a message for the people that aren't ascended, who are still looping?
There is an uncomfortability within these people because of the changes that are coming up, because the light is winning, because the light has won, because there is such a closing on so many old stories, so many stories that have been repeated time after time. There is a new coming in that is uncomfortable for these people, and some may even be experiencing problems with their heart, whether it be anxiety or palpitations, or even to the extent of heart attacks, because of the energy and the newness and the amount of process that the human body is upgrading to. It's almost as if those that are continually stuck in those looping patterns, they are given the option to either recognize this pressure as a way for them to change their lives as well, or to take this as a sign that maybe they just need a break in more senses than one. Maybe taking time to themselves could be beneficial to really root down into who it is that they are. They have the job of learning to forgive themselves. They have the job of learning how to forgive others. They have the job, as well as the first group as that I mentioned, also has to learn about forgiveness, but this one is more so. The cyclical group is more so focused on forgiveness and learning the constructs of that term. For the sake of giving, forgive. For the sake of love. For the sake of yourself. Find space for forgiveness in any moments that you can. And that will help to move some of this energy. I also recommend that people do start taking more time regularly to themselves and figuring out who it is they are and who it is they want to be and what kind of life they'd like to live. Taking more time to be self-reflective rather than interacting continually with the world gives you that space to make those energetic changes without realizing that that's what you're doing. Journaling, anything to communicate with yourself, anything to build that bond with who it is you truly are and to let that out, and to let out any stories that need to be let out so that it can be given space to be totally healed. And it is okay if there are people that still have those bigger working pieces of forgiveness to work on. Just because this new energy is coming in and there are closings of stories and beginnings of new ones, don't feel like you're behind. Don't feel like you're going to be left behind. There is no behind. There is no. The new world contains no real true right or wrong way. That's part of the newness of it, is we're learning how to accept, how to just be here without needing to prove yourself, without needing validation from others, without needing to disprove others, without needing to put others down in order for you to come up. Those are all games that are being cleared. And if you have to do any of those clearings, the work that you do reflects on all. There is no better or worse. There is no up here or down here. We are all together in this always. We are all always working together. You are just as important. Spend more time with you.
I just heard recently that we all have the same vibration, but then I keep hearing that we need to raise our own vibration. How can we raise our own vibration if we're all the same vibration?
That is a very good question. The natural vibration of a human being is that of pure joy and pure love. The human body is bliss. The human body is naturally bliss. And if you are experiencing anything that is not of that vibration, you have only ever put on something on yourself that is not of yourself. You have picked up things along the way that are not yours to carry. Certain fears, certain ways of looking at yourself, certain ways of looking at the world and others around you. If you do not feel comfortable and you are not happy with those workings, You have the ability to drop all of it if you so choose.
Is there a message that you would like to say to the practitioners that are doing your work?
I'm going to share with you what I am showing Brittany right now. I am showing her a single atom at the center, and that atom is representative of me. And each movement that I made created ripples and waves throughout time. And that is just my own work and my own ability to know and move forward and be strong in myself. I created ripples. I created new ways for so many to remember themselves. My avenue is not the only avenue that is useful in helping others. If anything, it's not the newest, it's not the oldest, and it will never be the only one. There are systems that even this one knows of that are older than mine that work within the same parameters of creating that ripple effect of positivity out. The greater message that I want to share with my practitioners is to know within your center, if you have positivity within the center that is you, and you create actions from that center and moving forward and moving out, the positivity ripples through. Mistakes may be made, changes may come, but the positivity that ripples through, that is the goal. That is what matters more than anything. And never forget that powerful center of positivity that I originally sparked from. The purity of that positivity is what I care of more so than the purity of the practices itself. Getting caught up in the smaller parts of how it works and why it works and when to do what, that could end up creating a situation that you do not mean to. Know that you are coming from a space of positivity first, and then make your choices. I cannot make any choices for any other person other than the choices that I made for myself, and I can only be a reflection to those. I cannot control anything outside of myself in that way, and I never would choose to. I would never like to hinder anyone's growth or progress when it comes to anything within this field. I did not know everything, and no one person ever will. Each of us has something beautiful to give each other. Limiting any of that, it would not do good in the ways that some are thinking. You can be the mother hen all you like to be at times. You can try to make sure all of your ducks stay right neatly in a row, but those ducks will wander. And as a mother hen, you learn to be okay because you realize that each of your children has their own unique personalities. And yet they may follow behind in your footsteps, but one day they will fly away and create new families of their own. And the reason why I spread this story is because I see how my practice is growing in this way. I see how I would love for my little ducklings to follow me along and follow my path because it works so well for me. But I understand that their path is also their own path. And what comes to them naturally and out of love will continue to grow in those ways. Do not hinder yourself because of me or because of any other person. Go with what feels good in your heart, and you will always be right.
Perfection. I could just bore my eyes right now in happiness and joy with that wisdom. And Dolores, you never seem to fail with your wisdom. How do you stay so grounded as a human? I don't know that many people that would. I feel like if someone deserved an ego, you would have it.
I had an ego. The ego isn't a bad thing. The ego is actually quite useful in creating your personality, in creating the individual that you are. The ego at times can be pesky because it tries to protect you, but it's learning in general. As humans develop, the ego will also evolve. Find it as a useful friend. And with any other friend that you have within your life, you don't take everything that your friends say in and make decisions just off of what that one friend tells you. You can listen to it. You can take that information in. And then you decide whether or not you will follow its advice or not.
That's true. And then I guess it helps with just being more centered and grounded within yourself. And everything we've just learned, it's so big and epic. Thank you. I sort of more meant like, you weren't like, it just wasn't obnoxious. It was, you always just seemed so grounded and wonderful.
I balanced my ego. I loved myself fully. And in loving myself fully, that also includes the egoic parts of me. I had a positive relationship with my ego, and that's something that people are learning how to do in general.
You did it very well. So what are you doing now in the afterlife? Can I ask that?
I am showing her a picture of, she is not totally understanding of what it is I'm showing her. So I will just describe it for you. She is seeing, it is me. I have a body, but I am not in this earth any longer. I am watching over this earth. I care for it like it is a child of mine, as I will continue to do for a very long time. And many who love me so, if they look to the moon at times, they may connect with my specific energy. I am currently wearing a long white silvery dress, which maybe seems funny for those who know me physically. She is seeing me as an elegant woman who very much loves her people and is a protector of this earth. And I will always hold its best interest within my heart.
How wonderful. Thank you so much. You made so many people feel special and wonderful while you're living on Earth, and now that you have passed, you still seem to have this amazing magic. So how wonderful. Thank you. You've shared so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we part?
There is more light language that would like to come through at this time.
Thank you.
Shihanta kiana durna sakana patia takona sikiana patana. Respikina kona batana. Ishionto kona sihiana kona bata. Hokia no konna sakashu no kata. Hishi rakona pada. Inakana si tukona si no kona furno kona si. Rasi tukana risukona pa. Pay attention to Mercury within the next 3 months in its transitions. This is for those who study the stars and astrology. Pay attention to Mercury. That is my final message.
Thank you. For some reason, I thought you were going to talk about Mercury in the body. I think it was my second session of being a QHHT practitioner that the subconscious was removing Mercury from my client's son's brain. And I was like, oh, she's going to go there.
We take it in that way as well. Absolutely. Pay attention to Mercury.
Yeah. I definitely ask the subconscious to remove any heavy metals in my clients and my client's body, because I have a bit of this with Mercury, to be honest. So maybe that was a message for me. And for everyone else, sorry, I'm not going to own just that. Thank you so much, Dolores. You were just incredibly wonderful. Just tickled that you were just so open and still sharing with us. So it's made my day. And thank you very much, Brittany. You were just so wonderful and just come from such a beautiful place that I just know that we are so honored to be able to have these amazing connections just because of your beautiful heart and everything that you are. You're just amazing. So thank you so much.
One more message specifically for you, Joe. If you're ever performing a practice and you notice that it feels as if a hand is on your right shoulder at times, it is me telling you and encouraging you to move on and to do such a good job, like I know you do.
Thank you. You've come into one of my sessions before and I bawled my eyes out. It was beautiful. And I'll keep that for a private thing. But you're just so amazing. And I know every time you come into people's sessions, they work and just feel the power and the encouragement from you, which just, I think that's what we all live for, isn't it? We all feel your joy and passion, and it just boosts up everyone's vibrations and energy. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
We will now, listening to you. Be hard not to. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
That was honestly kind of surprising because, you know, seeing her physically and, you know, her voice and everything, it's like she's like more regal and more like, just like, I'm trying to still like put words to it. Like, she was so elegant and so calm and so just like, this is how it is. I love you all. Kind of like the mama bear that just like you want all the hugs and kisses from her, kind of, you know, like.
Yeah. I totally got, I mean, you know, we've still got ducklings on our property and they're getting bigger and bigger. And whereas they used to be like a direct line with the mother duckling, they're now starting to get like distracted and they're like going all over the place and they're hanging out with the chicken. And, you know,
Yeah.
I totally see what she was meaning with everything. I hope everyone could experience the joy that I have had from this whole conversation. Like, I trust everyone will, but I'm blown away by how much this just tickles my sense of joy and passion for this work. So thank you so much, Brittany. This has been big, and I know I say this with everyone, but it's just this time I just feel like that's the ceiling, right? Like that has to be the ceiling.
There was like so much from it there. I didn't even realize that like there was like lessons in there that I know I'm gonna sink in. Like really stepping into like your own personal power and everything. It's like, are you talking to me right now? Like, like guilty. Like, you know. Because I know,
I totally
I'm someone that I can, like, sometimes I listen to what's outside of me instead of listening to what's inside of me. I'm like taking that reflective space and all that. Like I'm really taking that in for sure, and I can see the value in everyone paying more attention to themselves and being more of that light and love. You know?
and just all of the words just went yes right in, whereas normally I'm like, oh, I don't know if I don't really resonate with that, but boy, that was like the whole thing from Sarah at the beginning to everything was just like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
we call Dolores the dessert? Yeah, do we call Dolores the section the dessert part of that conversation? Because I just felt like it was just a full meal. I just all my
Yeah. Yep. No, you're right. Like Sierra was the appetizer, and then Enoch
yeah.
comes in with like that hot, warm plate of, entree, and then to end it, there's Dolores, who's as sweet as can be. Absolutely.
Seriously, that's just like the perfect ending to my year of just wisdom and all my growth. So I definitely felt like it was tailor made for me. So that's why I'm like, oh, I'm hoping everyone else can get amazing stuff from there because I felt, which is wonderful. Which is
And I think it
wonderful.
also, like, the feeling of, like, it's like she almost showed me how we were all of them actually showed me how we really are just working together. That was like another big theme of how we're going to be working together more in amazing ways. That made me feel like the collective is going to really sink in this information, because maybe we all are really just sinking in this information in general, like learning how to be yourself and learning how to, stand up for what you believe in. And it's
Yeah.
all just so amazing. I'm definitely really inspired to be more myself for sure.
Yeah, same. I feel it's just so deep. I think it's because it makes so much common sense, and I think that we're so trying to be complicated and be really clever, and I feel like we've easily missed these foundation steps. And I really was thinking, all the ways I probably haven't forgiven myself for some of my earlier lessons that I really kind of took to extremes, and then which we'll probably do have. So next to a homework list, anything that we haven't forgiven ourselves with, forgive and love ourselves completely. What else did we get from there? Everything. There's just so much to unpack, and just
I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this continues to move forward, because I feel like even with like the beginning with Serriah and with Enoch, like they definitely are like, yeah, let's keep doing this. Like let's keep going. Like this is fun. Especially Enoch. Like Serriah was like, hey, this is how it is. Do this. Ta-da. Like regular routine. Like, hey guys. Whereas Enoch's like, yeah, let's do this. Like, yeah.
it's good, and I just feel like for me it's just such small baby steps of understanding what these entities or these beings are and where they come from and what they're wanting to give to humanity and how they're here for us. So I still feel I've got like 11 of Dolores Cannon books, and I feel like if I read all of them I probably would still have like 4 steps ahead of where I am right now. So I want to be able to just absorb it all and understand it and get my own kind of sense of it. And this is just heaven. I just love having this knowledge.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everybody has fun with it too. Have fun working on and journaling. I think was something that, like, if you have anything to work through with the forgiveness or the like self empowerment or anything, and that's one thing that came up too is like writing it down, like having that relationship with yourself that's more than just in your own head. I felt like that was an important piece too.
Yeah. And remember the new place for me that I've discovered from Sarah is that turquoise area. I'm definitely going to be working on that and then feeling my own empowerment.
Yeah, let's do this.
Awesome.
That's that
Okay. Yeah,
episode.
yeah, love it. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, beautiful Brittany. You are incredible. And thank you to Sarah, Enoch, and Dolores Cannon for just this perfect gift. Mwah.
Have a great night.
Oh, so cute.